Hey everybody, welcome back to Two Nerds in a Podcast. Today we're talking about one of my favorite subjects, which is the Mr. Jensen ACKLES and my trip to Texas in general. We have Mr. Wyatt joined with us today.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking actually through my email. About a year ago, tickets went on sale for a supernatural convention in Austin, Texas, and I decided for my 30th year around the sun that this was going to be my birthday trip. But anyway, so I planned for this trip for a long time, and it has finally rolled around. I am insane, and I did go to Texas in the dead of summer. When Christina and I were at the airport, the weather was on, and it was showing like the weather, in different states. And above Texas, it said extreme heat, high humidity, and then that went away, and then it flashed no relief, and there truly was no relief because the lowest temperature it ever got the entire week I was there was 80 degrees, and that's at like 5 a.m.
Yeah, that's gross. That's like Arizona, but not as humid.
And honestly, the humidity didn't bother me. The only thing that bothered me, because the humidity feels like somebody's just constantly like pouring water on you.
Licking you. They're licking you.
So
licking you. Why does that have to be the imagery?
Because, you're like constantly just... They're just sweating on you,
They're spraying you down like a cat. Calm down, Jamie. We know it's Jensen, but...
it was fabulous. I had a wonderful time. I guess we can go in chronological order.
Just do it like I did last time.
Yeah. So we landed on a Wednesday, and I thought it would be fun because we needed a rent-a-car for Thursday, but we didn't really need one for the rest of the trip because we stayed close enough to the convention that it didn't warrant one. So I thought it'd be kind of fun because we're going to Texas to rent a truck, right? And so I rented a Toyota Tacoma. It's a small truck. It gets the job done. They didn't have any of those when I showed up at the rent-a-car place, even though that's what I booked, like a week in advance. She goes, I have a Dodge 1500, which for all of you who don't know that, it's the really big one, really big pickup truck. And she goes, or a minivan. Those are my two choices. And I went, truck so gas
is. Mileage or gargantuan dingling energy.
But honestly, vans get decent. This actually got really good gas. I was surprised.
You did also drive a minivan before, so.
Yes, and I had, my family has the legendary Honda Odyssey. So that's what I learned to drive in, and I've driven that.
You mean the car that fucks hard?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
And so I went with the truck because I still wanted to drive a truck, and I thought it'd be kind of fun, except for the fact that I'm used to driving a very small Subaru Crosstrek is my daily ride. So it was very interesting. I only kind of sort of hit a curb once, which I thought was pretty impressive. And it actually kind of sped up pretty fast. It was also nice because I think I only had two people cut me off the entire time I was driving it, which when you're in a smaller car happens much more frequently. Also, it was very nice to be tall. I was the same height as a lot of semi trucks. So it was very interesting. Also, I thought I was going to scrape the top off when I was trying to park it in the hotel parking structure. Christine was like, you're fine. It's fine. And I'm like, it doesn't feel fine. The ceiling is definitely way too close right now. And it truly was. I think I had maybe a few inches of clearance from the little bar that they say, clearance so-and-so, many feet. But parking it in the structure was a nightmare. But parking it elsewhere was fine because I just parked way, way in the back of parking lots. And somehow somebody always ended up parking next to me, and I'm like, seriously? I need you to go away. I need you to not... I parked way back here so nobody would park next to me. But the Wednesday that we got there, in true I would say American fashion, we found the nearest Costco and went to cruise around there. Gotta love Costco.
America.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much the same. It is set up like Tennessee, where all of the alcohol is in a separate building. It's not like in Costco; it's like attached to Costco.
Hmm.
They had a lot of like Texas-based alcohol there, obviously, so that was kind of cool to see in a Costco setting. And then, of course, they had all of the like Longhorn T-shirts and Longhorn hats. I think they had a little bit of Baylor University stuff, but otherwise, like their snacks and stuff were pretty much the same as California, which I was kind of surprised.
I would
Um,
imagine there's more beer, right?
no, not really.
Well, the way Texans talk about their alcohol, you'd think there was.
Maybe like in a like a smaller like an actual liquor store, maybe.
Maybe it's like the crime rate. There's just more per capita.
Yeah. But we did that, and then I was on a mission because for all of y'all who don't know, Jensen Ackles owns a brewery, and they actually have their beer in store, but it's I think one of like their version of Vaughn's, which I can't remember what it's called, and Whole Foods, which I thought was kind of random. But so there was a Whole Foods next to the Costco. So I looked like an insane person because it was me and Christine. She had 2 bottles of water, and I had 2 bottles of water and 3 different 6 packs of beer. And that was all I bought from the Whole Foods was beer and water.
It's a party.
Yeah. And so I bought them. He's got 3 beers in stores right now. One of them is it's a what is it? Golden Ale, Hamilton. What does that say?
Hamilton, Cosmic
Cosmic Cowboy.
Cowboy, and Golden Age.
Yeah. The Cosmic Cowboy was actually my least favorite, which I was surprised, and the Hamilton one was my favorite because it was kind of tropical flavored. So if you live in the Texas area, I recommend. I am not a beer drinker, but I thought they were pretty tasty. Except Cosmic Cowboy, it tasted like wheat. It
Wheat.
tasted very much like if you like Corona, you'll like the Cosmic Cowboy.
I
I
love Corona.
despite my husband being the face of Corona right now, I'm not a Corona drinker. So it was kind of but the other 2 were actually very delicious. And then
Also, I feel like everyone has bad memories of Corona right now.
not
And
that kind of
forever.
Corona.
I know, but it still bears thinking.
Yeah.
The brand, the PR that brand has had to enter into
Yeah.
through no fault of their own
Yeah.
is just sad.
Yeah. That's why Pedro's the face now. They're like, we need something to
They're like,
really erase.
we're no longer Chad. We need baby girl.
Yeah. And then we end up going into a Target, but Target is pretty much the same everywhere, except for again they had Texas Longhorn merch and Baylor University merch. But yeah, we ate a lot of barbecue. I think that night we went to Terry Black's barbecue, which I didn't realize is a chain. It's a famous chain, but it's still a chain of barbecue. So the mac and cheese was delicious. The brisket was so tender that you could cut it with a butter knife, which was fabulous, and the ribs were delicious. So I definitely recommend Terry Black's. I know there's one near the airport, so even if you have just a layover, would recommend. And then yeah, we stayed at the Holiday Inn, which was very exciting. It was a nice hotel. It was definitely an older hotel, but we were right on the river, which was fabulous. And then so that was
Where did you say where in Texas this was?
this is in Austin, Texas.
Austin. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know
Yes.
any geographical anything in Texas, so I'm like I don't even know how to picture it, but
Yeah. So like like the general like shape of Texas.
yeah, I know the
right?
shape of Texas. That's about it.
Austin is on the like if you're looking at the map is on the right hand side of Texas, and then
okay,
above
okay.
Austin is Houston, and then below Austin is San Antonio. San Antonio is about like a 45-minute drive south. We didn't make it that far because we actually ended up spending more time in Waco than I anticipated. But that was perfectly fine. Now, we did go to Waco Thursday morning, and I do have to say there's been a 50-50 reaction from people when I say that we were going to Waco. Um, a good chunk of people said the place that had the cult, and I said, yeah, I guess. I was going for the Dr. Pepper Museum and all the Magnolia Farm stuff, but yeah, I guess it's that place too. But Waco is actually very nice now that the cult is not there. Um, it's probably
Yeah, they need a vacuum of power for me to start my own cult.
um, but I drove our big ass truck up there. It's just a straight shot up the freeway for like an hour, I think, from Austin. Um, but we got there. We did the Dr. Pepper Museum, which I will have to do more research into because I was in the gift shop and I got Casey a T-shirt that said the Dr. Pepper Museum is haunted.
Heck
So
yes.
Like, confirmed,
See,
certified, by the way.
yeah.
However you do that. Like, you go into...
See, I would have been so
night.
fascinated by that. And I would have been like, can we check out, like, the cult stuff, too?
I would have
Like,
been
on the
like, can we
side,
just
once we
sleep
do.
tonight in the middle of the factory floor?
It is an old building, so I'm wondering if like the building is I don't know. I don't know the history. Casey and I will have to do some research for Spooky Month this year about the
Oh,
haunting of the
yeah.
Dr. Pepper
Of
Museum.
the Texas Dr. Pepper Museum.
Yeah, because there was nothing in the museum about it being haunted, which
That's stupid.
I thought was weird because they had a T-shirt, and it's almost
Right, you're
Halloween.
like, I need explanation.
Yeah.
Did
so
you try asking an employee?
No,
No.
I don't talk to people if I don't have to.
I would have marched right up to the
Same.
manager, grabbed him by his short collar, and bent this. Explain.
Yeah, so it was very interesting. Dr. Pepper is delicious. If you don't like Dr. Pepper, then we can't be friends. But it was very interesting to learn all of the backstory of Dr. Pepper and all the other sodas connected with Dr. Pepper. And also they had a lot of like old advertisements in that museum, and to see like they used Dr. Pepper, the advertising was Dr. Pepper is a cure for everything. You have a cold, Dr. Pepper. You have cancer, Dr. Pepper. Like Dr. Pepper is the answer, according to
Well, I mean, he's a
Pepper.
You were
doctor,
also supposed to
so-
cook it. Like, pour it in a pot and then, like, boil it for 3 minutes. It was, like, an actual thing you were supposed to do. And I've watched people on TikTok, like, prep it that way. And apparently it doesn't taste terrible. I'm never going to try it, so I'll just take their word for it. But
Yeah.
apparently that's how it was supposed to be.
Interesting.
Makes sense, though, seeing as it already tastes like carbonated cough syrup. So, like, you'd think you'd have to warm it to make it go down smoother.
I mean, it doesn't taste like cough syrup to me.
Jamie's
I
like,
don't know
how
what kind of
dare
cough
you?
syrup you're drinking.
What is your problem?
What does it taste like? Like toilet scrub to you?
No, it tastes like to me, it has a caramel flavor.
To me, Dr. Pepper is almost bitter.
Really?
It has like a sweetness to it, but if you like compare it with any other soda, it is like, you know how people say that McDonald's Sprite has a bite?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that,
it's
but
crispy.
bad. It's like
It's
that, but
Very
bad.
crispy.
Nah, some of the... We were talking about this the other day as a joke when we were eating the first In-N-Out. When we landed, I said, I would be the kind of guy to get into a time machine, go back, see a medieval peasant, and give him an In-N-Out burger to see how he'd take it. And Jamie said he would probably be in heaven for about 5 seconds and then die
keel over.
instantly. And I was like, you know what? Why not go all in? Go back in time, give him a McDonald's Sprite.
Oh, I have a list
Instant
on my
Watch him just
phone.
explode.
I have a list on my phone of things I would think that a Victorian child would send a Victorian child into a coma. Because
Definitely
I
a
often
McDonald's
think about
Sprite.
that. But absolutely a McDonald's Sprite, 100%. That sends me into a coma sometimes. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God. Like, I don't know what they do to that shit, but it is crazy.
But
They
honestly,
released it canned. Like, you can buy packages of it canned, and it's explicitly labeled McDonald's Sprite, and people are freaking out because it's like hard confirmation that the recipes are different.
well, yeah. Just like a Coke is different when you buy it from McDonald's versus anywhere else.
Oh,
Is it?
McDonald's has the
Yeah.
best Coke though.
I
I
haven't had
swear,
a
dude. They have
McDonald's
the
Coke in
Oh
forever. I
my
need to
god, it's
verify.
the best. It's literally the best Coke you could ever get from like a fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that fast food restaurants sold Coke.
Yeah.
What? Oh, like the good uh-huh.
I need that good stuff.
I mean, they might as well just put that kind of Coke in it too.
It used
I
to.
mean, it feels
I
like
know.
it when you drink it. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh.
That's why everybody's addicted.
Nah.
Wait, so did you get to try the Dr. Pepper ice cream?
Huh?
No, I actually yeah, I know. Because every time we were in a store, we were never conveniently located to where we could go back to the room and put it in the freezer. But also, we did end up buying ice cream from a local place, and because we were very hot and very tired, we had it Uber Eats it to the hotel. Um and we ate one pint one night. Her Christina and I split it, and then the next night we were like, okay, well, we'll eat this one, and our freezer didn't keep it frozen, so it was kind of like soupy. So I'm actually kind of glad we didn't buy any other ice cream besides those 2 pints. But I did at the Dr. Pepper Museum, because you don't have to purchase admission to the museum. You can go just into the gift shop and just into the little what I'm gonna say is the like experience center. But if you pay to go into the museum, you get a free Dr. Pepper.
What?
Yeah, so you can either get a free like regular Dr. Pepper, like they have all the flavors, or you can use it as a coupon to get a Dr. Pepper float. So I did have a
What?
Dr. Pepper float. That was my breakfast Thursday morning, was a
Delicious.
Dr. Pepper float. It was very delicious. They use, I believe is it Bluebell ice cream? They
I thought
have
it was Blue Bunny.
they do have a Blue Bunny, but is that the one
I
I
don't
don't
think
know
that's
if
the
I think
same.
that's the one because I'm fairly confident that's the one Texas is like boastful of and known
I
Okay.
thought that was the one for like diabetics.
Blue
Maybe I'm
Bunny?
wrong.
Blue Bell is the diabetics. Blue Bunny
Is it?
is the one from Texas.
Okay.
I'll Google it right
Yeah,
now. I'll
Google.
verify.
So they have like their like
Texas
official ice
ice
cream that
cream
they like
brand.
endorse. So it was
Oh
made
no,
with.
it is Blue Bell.
See, I was correct. I know
So
my
who's
Dr.
Blue
Pepper.
Bunny?
Blue Bunny is an ice cream, but I'm pretty sure it's like a
Like a sugar free.
yeah, there's something special about Blue Bunny ice cream. I don't remember what it was. Um
Well, hopefully, because bunnies aren't blue.
that one is.
No, that it's for the. Okay, yeah.
But so that's what I have for breakfast. But you can also do you can do a Dr. Pepper tasting. You can also do a make your own soda. So you can make
Wait, did
any
you
kind
do
of
any of
soda.
that?
No, because I have no money. So I couldn't just be spending it all willy-nilly. Also, I think if I had went with my friend Natalie she is also a Dr. Pepper freak like I am. So I think if I had went with her, then we'd do something like that. Christine did mention, she goes, "Oh, we should have done the make your own soda," but to me, that's really boring. I don't want to. I don't want to make my own soda. If I'm gonna do a tasting, because I've tasted a lot of Dr. Pepper in my time. If I'm gonna do a tasting, it's gonna be something that I don't drink very often, which is normally an alcoholic beverage of some kind.
My aunt is calling. I'll be. Oh, never mind. She hung up.
She didn't want to talk to you.
Ouch.
So before I forget, what?
Yes.
Okay, out of all the Dr. Peppers,
Yes.
what is your favorite one? Is it probably just the original, or what's your favorite limited edition flavored one?
So yeah, my favorite, just I could drink anytime, is just classic Dr. Pepper. My favorite limited edition that came in a bottle or can is the berry Dr. Pepper, which I
I
know
don't think
was
I ever had that
weird.
one.
It was in a blue can, and then at one point it was in a Jurassic World can, which is why I bought it in the first place.
Dang, this is like some major Mandela effect because my brain is I think the only flavor of Dr. Pepper I ever knew of was like the cherry cream or whatever from like
The strawberries
2011.
and cream.
Maybe.
Oh,
So
the
they,
strawberries and cream is delicious.
There was like
I
a
haven't
cherry
had the one
cream
yet.
soda that was really popular. Like even my parents bought it back in the day, and it stood out to me in my memory because it was one of the few sodas they actually bought. It was like cherry cream. Might
I
be.
don't
Hold
think it
on.
was ever cherry.
Oh,
They've
maybe it was
done
cherry vanilla. Maybe it
strawberry.
was cherry vanilla.
They do
Oh,
have a
maybe.
cherry Dr. Pepper, not cherry vanilla. It's just cherry, which I haven't
It's an
tried.
old dead flavor.
And honestly, I really need to try cherry Dr. Pepper because
Okay, it was Coke. My bad. I mixed it
okay,
up.
yeah,
Cherry vanilla Coke.
because I do like cherry Coke, so I really need to try cherry Dr. Pepper because it's obviously Dr. Pepper's superior.
Have you
Um,
tried the coconut one?
I have not. I'm not really thrilled. I do love coconut, but not necessarily in my soda.
It's pretty
Like,
good, actually.
is it? Because coconut
Yeah.
for me is like an alcoholic beverage flavor.
I feel like that would be good with an alcoholic beverage. Like a
Absolutely.
Dr. Pepper coconut. Ooh, that sounds.
With Malibu, put Malibu in it.
I'm running to
Uh,
the store right after this.
but my favorite like Dr. Pepper drink to just order is from Sonic, and in the great state of Oklahoma, it's called a vanilla cream Dr. Pepper. Like Natalie literally will pick me up from the airport and immediately drive me to Sonic and order us a vanilla cream Dr. Pepper. It's now a thing, but the big thing right now is a dirty Dr. Pepper, which is Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Pepper, vanilla, real cream, and coconut.
I thought you were
So
gonna say a Dr. Pepper with foam art on top of your celebrity crush's face.
that would be amazing, but no.
I'd pay $20 for that.
The people at Sonic are not skilled enough for that, nor do they care.
Nor do they get paid enough.
Yeah, that too. But so the vanilla cream Dr. Pepper is essentially a dirty Dr. Pepper, just minus the coconut. And it literally tastes like a Dr. Pepper float. So that's why I like it, because it tastes like ice cream, but it's not ice cream. It's just a regular drink. So I still get the amazing Sonic ice in said drink.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to. A dirty Dr. Pepper sounds so good.
You'd probably like it since you like the coconut and vanilla Dr. Pepper in a can. You'll like the dirty Dr. Pepper.
I do love a good coconut moment.
Yeah, very nice. I was gonna add something to that. Oh, but my favorite thing. So like, I normally when I go out, I don't drink. But when I do, I normally get something that's either super fruity or something like a Jack and Coke. But like, I like whiskey and I like bourbon. So literally I have bourbon in my house because I used it for like a recipe one time, but I put bourbon inside of my Dr. Pepper and oh man, delicious. So if you like whiskey or bourbon, put it in your Dr. Pepper. It's delicious. Just
I'm weird. I can only add rum to my sodas.
rum is also
Rum and
delicious.
Coke or a rum beer. Ramut beer. Rudum beer.
I just happened I didn't have any rum. I think we ran out of rum. So all I had was and I'm the only one that drinks bourbon or whiskey in my house and I have a whole bottle of it. So I'm like I need to drink that. But it's delicious. So yeah, we went to the Dr. Pepper Museum. Everybody at the Dr. Pepper Museum super nice. And then after that, we scooted over to all of the Magnolia Farm stuff, which a lot of my coworkers were very excited that I was going because we are all very big fans of HGTV and Chip and Joanna, and everything that they do. And
So wait, maybe elaborate just a little further for me. What does Magnolia Farms do that relates to all of that?
it's owned by Chip and Joanna Gaines. So all of
I
their
have no
homeware
idea who that is.
collection, all the stuff they design.
So it's like home decor?
Yeah.
So like Hobby Lobby, just smaller scale in terms of chain?
I don't know. You can buy a lot of their stuff in Target, so they have a pretty big following.
Oh, so they're like a distributor instead of a like Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, they're Chip
okay.
and Joanna are the further Magnolia stuff. It is their business. They are designers of that. They are very much the king and queen of farmhouse
Okay, makes sense now.
design.
Makes sense now.
So they basically own like a block in Waco that they have these really big silos that the city no longer uses. That is like their kind of pillar that you can see from the street. But they have like a bakery, a coffee shop, a huge store, a bunch of food trucks, a bunch of food stands, and then like a bunch of tinier shops as well. So it's definitely a really cool place to hang out for the afternoon. It would be really cool to hang out at night when the sun is not like melting you
Are
from
there
the
actual
inside out.
magnolias there?
Yeah, they've got magnolia trees all over the place.
Yay! I
Yeah.
wouldn't feel scammed.
Yeah. It's really cool. They were filming a commercial while we were there, or like some kind of promo, probably social media or something. Um, but basically they have the big silos. There's a tiny little bakery in the front that I got an orange creamsicle cupcake from. It was
What?
Yeah, they actually had a really good variety of flavors, but that one just like instantly caught my eye, but it was delicious. Um and then their big store, a lot of people kept asking if their stuff was very expensive, and if you shop at Target, you see the Magnolia Home stuff in the middle of Target because it's the like really fancy section that they had to redo like every Target to accommodate it. Um, and honestly, their prices are about the same in Target as in their actual store, so that's nice to know. So it's expensive. It is expensive. I'm not gonna lie. I was telling my mom earlier, like, because I don't have a house to shop for, so I really tried not to buy anything because it's all homeware stuff. I did think about buying some wooden like mixing spoons, and then I looked at the price tag of $30 a spoon, and I went, no, thank you.
A spoon? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like their stuff. I know people who have had some of their stuff for years and years and years. So it's really high quality. A lot of it is handmade. So I understand the price tag. I understand why it's that much. I'm just not going to spend that much. Um,
Yeah.
but I did manage to. They catered to the travelers. They had some pins that I bought. I did buy a very small green like measuring cup because I couldn't resist. It was too cute. Um, but yeah, a lot of their stuff is very pretty. They have like a nice like little like clearance section too. So if you're okay with imperfect items or items that have gotten scratched and things like that, you can buy that for like I think it's 60 to 80% off depending on the item. Um, but they have like when you after you go into the store and you come out of the store into like their courtyard area, they have a bunch of like cornhole games set up that you can play, and like Adirondack chairs everywhere. They have like 8 different food trucks to choose from.
Oh god.
Yeah, so
My stomach would be screaming for help.
they had lots of variety. We end up eating at the I don't remember what it's called, but they served grilled cheese, and that sounded delicious.
Oh yeah, my stomach would be stretching like Toji's shirt.
So that was really good. Also, I didn't end up getting one, but I really wanted one, and then I forgot about it. But people were carrying around like these mini buckets of it. I didn't know what it was. It looked like juice, and I'm like, where are they getting that from? Well, there's a lemonade stand that literally sells you like a little pint bucket of lemonade.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and I think they were like $7 or something like that, which for something that large, I was very surprised.
I'd bring my own bucket from home. I'd bring the giant like paint
Little
mix
Home
bucket.
Depot bucket.
Home Depot bucket. I'll be like, I don't care how much it costs. Fill the bucket.
Yeah. So it was really, and you could get refills, which I also liked. You could pay like $5 to get a refill.
I would definitely bring the Home Depot bucket then.
Instead of just like buying a new one every time. But yeah, and then their coffee shop, we didn't get any coffee, but it did look, they had a really nice menu. Everything was very nice and presentable, and because we went in the middle of a very hot day, there wasn't too many people there. So it wasn't too crowded. Um, but yeah, and then that was pretty much all we did in Waco. I'm sure there was more things to do, but we had spent quite a few hours there already. So I was like, well, let's head back. And there was a Bucky's gas station.
I'm
Excuse
so
you. I think you mean
jealous.
bussies.
Bussies.
Bussies. My brother bought a blanket, Casey, from the Bucky's in Tennessee, and now every time my mother is within earshot, he calls it his bussy blanket, and she hates that, but we love
I
it, so we're
love
sticking with it.
Lucas. But yeah, we went to a Bucky's. It's the first time I've ever been in a Bucky's.
Oh my god, I've never been in one. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, it's so
So
big.
crowded. I don't know how some place that big stays so crowded 24 hours a day. It's a miracle they keep it as clean as they do.
That's very true. It was very clean. It was very organized. So,
But
applause
also,
to
it
that
has like
staff.
800 people crammed in there every second somehow.
Yeah, but
Like,
applause to that staff for literally being on top of it, though.
There's like 1,000 different things to do, see, or buy, and every single thing somehow
Oh my god,
has
it's
like
like
a
a theme
5-10
park.
minute line.
It literally is a theme park. It literally,
That is
like,
crazy.
Casey, listen, when you walk into this place, you could literally buy anything you could think of. You could buy a swimsuit. You could buy a barbecue sandwich. You could
All
buy
with the Bucky Beaver on it.
Yeah, all with Bucky's face all over the place. You could buy books. You could buy Halloween decor. You
could
could
be like me and buy a drink tumbler.
Yeah, you can buy one of those. You can, of course, they had pins, patches, and keychains galore.
You could probably buy the truck they fill with the Bucky stuffed animals.
You totally could. There's a lot of stuffed animals. A lot of Bucky. There was Bucky's birthday decor. Like you could have a Bucky's themed birthday.
Oh, I think
my
I
god.
want my 25th birthday to be Bucky's.
Oh, please do it.
That'd be amazing.
I don't think my mother will throw me a birthday party. She probably thinks I'm too old.
Well, then
I'll put my friends up to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say get somebody on it. I can throw you a virtual Bucky's birthday party.
Fly down just to throw me a Bucky's birthday party.
Just for the Bucky's birthday party.
You just hoard money,
yeah.
like $1,000 just for the Bucky's birthday party.
Yes. Tell your mom I will fly out for your 25th Bucky's themed birthday party, and she'll probably go, okay.
That's her incentive. Get it together, plan it with friends, just so Jamie flies out.
Yes, exactly.
Mom, you heard that. Get on
it. But yeah, literally everything and then obviously it is an actual gas station, so like there's gas pumps, but like there's like 50 of them.
And
oh my god, that would stress me out.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of people waiting. I mean, people are bringing like, obviously their cars, but the guy next to me had a boat that he was filling up. There was plenty of RVs and campers and things like that. So it was an experience, a very overwhelming one. I didn't know.
I think I would have actually went into like a coma.
Yeah.
No, Bucky's is ground zero for like horde violence when society collapses.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Like that place will be besieged by thousands of people if like the nukes fall tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an experience. It's amazing. I came out with obviously pins and things for friends. I bought my mom a pair of Bucky's earrings because I felt she needed those. She was very excited. And then the snacks that I bought my family 2 boxes of fudge because you could buy fudge in Bucky's. I bought my brother cotton candy. I bought my dad some beef jerky, and I bought my mom some espresso beans.
Oh, those are the best. When it comes to Bucky's items, either it's their candied nuts, candied beans, or any of like their hot sandwiches.
Yeah. The smell inside of Bucky's is very confusing though, because like they've got like brisket and like all kinds of different sandwiches smells.
And then on the other end you have their coffee and their sweets.
Yeah, so it like if you stand near the food in Bucky's for too long, you will get a headache because it's just a lot of smells. But yeah, you can get like an icy, you can get a soda, like both bottled and like, fill your own cup situation. It was definitely amazing. And also, Christine and I had a great time reading all the billboards to and from
Oh God.
Waco.
Ugh.
One of them, which was our favorite, was there must be a Gen Z intern in charge of the billboards, because my favorite one and Christine's favorite one
I
said
hate it.
it's giving potty time.
I would firebomb that billboard if I saw it.
And I was like,
I would
what does
make
that
myself.
even mean?
I would make myself like. I don't know what kind of terrorist I'd become for bombing that billboard, but I would set it on fire. I would become a real life jinx in the sight of that billboard.
But yeah, that was the best one. And then I do remember there was like a rival gas station that was like, don't waste your money on a beaver. It made me laugh so much. I'm like, okay.
That gives me the same like smile as that one clip of that like British baking show where they made like a beaver out of cake.
Mhm.
And they look this woman straight in the face and they go, so and so, how about you tell us about your beaver?
Oh, but it was an experience. And then after Bucky's there was an outlet mall. I think it's the Red Rock outlet mall. But Casey, you weren't there.
No, I
I wish
wasn't.
you
I
were, but you
wish.
were not. Christine was like, we should see a movie, which normally when I go like on a vacation, I normally don't go see movies because that's normally like 2.5 hours we could be doing something else. But because we were just kind of cruising around, and I was like, well, let's get to the outlet mall and then we'll see if there's a theater. But literally, as I pull into the outlet mall, there was a Cinemark. And I was like, oh, okay. And I told her, I go, look up what movies are playing. And she looked up, and Twisters happened to be playing in about 15 minutes. So we were like, fabulous. So we went and saw Twisters. I saw Twisters for the second time. It's just as amazing as it was the first time. And then we went to the outlet mall. She bought some stuff. I bought some stuff. And then we headed home. And that was kind of our really the only time we were out and about. A lot of my friends and stuff at work are like, how was your vacation and what did you do? But like literally 3 out of the 5 days we had to explore was just convention.
Mm-hmm.
Conventions are all day things. So Friday, which is always the smallest day for most conventions that I've ever been to, was fabulous. They had a good chunk of the actors there on Friday, now that I think about it. But it was fun. I was very excited because in the vendors room, they had Baby, the Impala, in there, which is pretty cool because when I went to the Burbank one,
Was it the one or was it a replica?
no, it was this one, the one that was at this con was Jared's. Because Jensen had just had his in New Jersey, so I think they switch off for every other con. So this one happened to be Jared's Impala. So technically, it's baby number 2 because Jensen has baby number 1.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
and
Fun facts.
they had only ever used 3, and the third one was like basically a stunt car. So like the inside was ripped out and stuff like that, and it had skid plates on the bottom. Um, So yeah, it was very cool. It was cool to see her because like I said, the Burbank one, I didn't see her. She was outside, and I didn't know that until basically the convention was over. So it was nice. I don't know how they got her in the hotel on the second floor, but she was in there and she was beautiful.
Well, how
So
would
that
they
was
do
really
that?
cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I would love to see that process. Like, somebody, please tell me how you get a car inside the second story of the Marriott Hotel in Austin, Texas. Inquiring minds want to know. Um, but I was hoping for a little bit more vendors, but it seemed like they only had maybe like 2 or 3 more vendors than the Burbank one. 2 of the vendors that were there were actually at the Burbank one, so it was cool to see like their new stuff in stock. But yeah, and then the first day of panels, everybody in the Supernatural cast is hilarious, and they have so many stories to tell. So it was really cool. We just kind of hung out. And then I'm trying to think where we ate that night. I think it was another barbecue. We ate a lot of barbecue, so it all just kind of melds together. But it was really nice because I think it was I think it was Friday. There is a restaurant right next to, like, literally right next to the hotel called Gus's Fried Chicken. If you're ever in Austin, Memphis,
And
or
I have been corrected. This is not Los Pollos Hermanos. I have been corrected.
um, but if you're ever in Memphis, Austin, or Burbank, there is a Gus's Fried Chicken, and like 100 out of 10. It's delicious. I know, Casey, that you don't really eat meat anymore, but I'm here to tell you that their macaroni and cheese, and I know you're kind of vegan, but macaroni and cheese is delicious. All the pies are delicious. Everything that you could order off of that menu at Gus's is amazing. And it's decently priced. And also, the employee there must have seen mine and Christine's shirts because he put Supernatural on the TV. So we had to watch Supernatural as we ate our chicken.
Sam, this chicken is so good. Sam.
Sam would hate it because
It's
there's no
supernatural.
healthy options. There is only greasy options
It's
available.
supernatural. You have to taste it.
But yeah, that was pretty much day 1. And then day 2. So when we got there, I thought my photo, spoiler alert, I got a photo op with Jensen. Because
Piss me off.
that was my gift to me for my 30th birthday.
Piss me off.
We'll get to that. We'll get to your anger in a minute. But I thought my picture was going to be Sunday. So I'm like, man, I'm going to have to go through this whole convention and wait until Sunday. But it actually turned out, when I was talking to the lady, she goes, actually, if you can take your picture Saturday, it's better Saturday so that the people who are only coming Sunday can, do their pictures on Sunday and everybody else is taken care of. So my picture was Saturday. So we went through like the whole like morning of panels. I was very excited because Misha was there on Saturday. So he had a whole like hour and a half panel, which was amazing. Also, it's Misha's 50th birthday this year. It's already passed by the time this episode goes up. So happy birthday,
He
Misha.
is an angel because bro has not aged.
No, he has not. And it's really cool. He's doing a really cool charity thing for his birthday. He's raising money through Gish. I can't remember what exactly he was raising money for.
Sounds like the noise I make when I eat it in the warehouse.
But he is raising money to that, so I'll make sure to link that somewhere on our social media. Misha's always raising money for a good cause, which is fabulous. So definitely go
Hold
donate.
on, I'll Google it. Greatest international scavenger hunt the world has ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, that's the charity. I guess.
Yeah,
I guess the money goes to a different place every time. That's just the method in which he accrues it.
Yes.
Okay. I thought that was going to be like a Gish, the anti-light pollution charity or something. I don't know.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's he picks a different cause like every year.
So like one year it'll be homelessness, another year it'll be veterans, another year it'll be like Planned Parenthood or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be all kinds of different things. But
Makes sense.
Yeah.
When
and
you got
then
the love, spread it around.
Yeah, and he uses his platform for things like that, for awareness for a lot of causes. Definitely check that out. But so I got to see his panel, and then I had to go upstairs to meet.
Is he still acting, or is he
Misha?
still riding on the supernatural hype?
Misha is still acting. He was in is it Gotham Knights?
Oh,
that
God,
got canceled.
Damn it! Oh, why did you bring that up?
He played Harvey Dent in that.
Oh, because it's not a bad casting, but it's a shit show.
Yeah. So it lasted one season.
Literally, he was the only good casting in that entire show, and I was like, why are we fumbling this godlike casting on this trash almost nobody's gonna watch, and everyone who does watch it will forget?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah. And it's funny because fans, when I went to the Burbank Con, somebody did bring up that it wasn't a good show, and he was like, and she was like, it wasn't, but you were amazing. It just wasn't a good show. So I applaud when people say stuff like that.
he got butthurt.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But, I mean, he was trying so hard to save it because obviously, nobody wants to be jobless, but you can't save stuff like that.
I just like how he has the humility to not like whine like other people.
Mm.
Like I don't know if you saw, but the guy who plays Chimere in The Acolyte, he said like, look, you're gonna be good, you're gonna be bad, and some people will say it's good and some people will say it's bad. He said something to that effect in response to the show getting backlash and canceled, which was a million times more mature than everyone else involved.
Mm-hmm.
So like seeing Misha Collins have that sort of attitude about Gotham Knights. Let me put it this way for you. Gotham Knights was such a bad show that the already bad game of the same title made a public statement on Twitter that they are not affiliated with each other.
No. Yeah,
That's how
that's not.
bad that show
That's.
was.
I've never seen it, so.
And neither have I, even though I do love Misha. It was never, I mean, it was on my radar, and it might be one of those shows that I get to eventually, but it's definitely way very low.
Way at the bottom.
Yeah,
You know
like
how
way down
Batgirl is
there.
bad?
Batgirl couldn't even
Batgirl.
survive the first season.
No, she made it to season 3.
No, but I couldn't survive the first season.
Well, if you didn't like Batgirl, you're definitely gonna not like Gotham Knights. That makes Batgirl Emmy worthy.
I
Like,
stopped
that's how bad
watching
it
after
is.
Ruby Rose wasn't Batgirl anymore.
You and all my lesbian friends.
I don't
Makes
like
sense.
when they change the main character like that.
And then they wrote the character back in, but didn't bring her back because she was on the verge of suing them for a set injury.
Yeah.
Oh, it was all a mess. And then no, what's funnier to me is the Crisis on Infinite Earths. That event made it made it so that Ruby Rose's character was like a, what was it? She like the paragon of courage or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like they made her like super relevant to the universe at large on the CW, and then they off-screened her at the beginning of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
This is like, you are the chosen Jesus. JK, you actually don't matter.
Yeah.
Why?
But anyways, sidetrack. Back to Misha. Misha did his panel, and then there was a long break, and then I had to go upstairs to meet Jensen. And I'm gonna preface this with the fact that I told several people that I was gonna get to meet Jensen. Casey said that I had to give him a big sniff because she needed to know. Yeah. And I was like, I'm not going to do that because I will get arrested. But then,
It's
my
like
friend.
when my mom asked me to get my chest signed by Ella Purnell.
Yeah, well, your mom texted me and said, I'm going to need you to give Jared and Jensen a big kiss on the mouth for me.
God, my mom just
And I said,
doesn't
no.
function.
Actually, I didn't tell her no. I said, okay, but when the Austin Police Department calls, I'm going to need you to pick up. And you're going to need to bail me out of jail. Because I will go to jail. Like, I will never be allowed at a supernatural convention ever again. And I will go to jail.
You'll be on the list.
I'll be on the list. And it's not the list that I want to be on.
They'll call it the hunt list. Hunt for her at the gate.
Yeah. So I told Christine all of these things, and she goes, fabulous. So I just won't like see you for the rest of the convention after this. And I said, apparently not.
Like, have fun going home by yourself. Bye.
Yeah. Here's all your plane ticket information. Have fun. But I've never done a photo with a celebrity, so like Wyatt's experience kind of sort of prepped me, although it's very like different in the fact that like it's like boom boom, but like you don't I barely had time to say hi. I didn't have time to tell him that I loved him. Like I didn't have time.
That's what the autograph meet and greet is for.
Yeah, but like for Jensen, that's like $300 right there.
I mean, Ella Purnell's was like $450 per item.
Yeah, I'm not.
No,
I am not.
$250 per
Here's
item.
the thing: is I don't care. I don't really care about signed stuff. The
Yeah,
meet
I
and
just want
greet
the
part I would
picture.
like, but I don't care if they sign anything.
For me, it's all about the meet and greet part. The sign thing is just the memory
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. But I also I didn't have that money when I originally bought these tickets, and I definitely don't have that money now.
Well, what you should do, people did this for the Neil Newbon thing when I went. What you should do is get the photo and the signature, but get the photo first so that way he could sign the photo and address it to you.
Yeah, but I also don't want I don't signed stuff doesn't I don't care.
You don't like it? You don't
No.
care? Oh, okay.
That's why
I think it's cool.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, if I had the opportunity for him to sign stuff, then by all means. But like that, I wish they almost did like a
You don't care enough to
photo.
pay.
No,
Okay.
I almost wish they did like a photo meet and greet situation, just so like a 3 minute conversation that I could have with him.
Some people do that, but you have to find
Yes.
someone who's of like middling fame. Like for example, when
Yeah.
I met Sonic the Hedgehog, Roger Craig Smith, he's a very down to earth, for lack of a better term, fatherly type
Mm-hmm.
dude because he just likes to have a heart to heart with every person who walks up. So you get like 5 minutes of his time, a signature, and some photos if you're willing to cough up.
Yeah.
So like it depends on who you find. So when it's like the super popular people, I guarantee you everyone from Critical Role was not doing that.
Yeah, and it's just that a lot of times too that there's just so many like Jensen's photo shoots sell out every single time. His signatures
Well,
sell out
yeah,
every
he's like
single
the
time.
main, the
Yeah,
main
he's
actor,
the
so I would
reason a lot of
imagine
us
it's.
go.
Well, I mean, he's Soldier Boy, duh.
Yeah. And so it was very like
And Batman.
yeah,
Don't mix it around. Sheesh.
yeah. And
If he was younger, I'd say they should make him Red Hood in James Gunn's
I
movies.
was about to say he is Red Hood
But he's
in
in the
the
animated.
animated.
They can't. I think he's too old for it now.
Yeah,
right?
Christina and I talked about that too. Like they would have to like seriously like progress Red Hood's story if they wanted to use Jensen.
I mean, they could use him for older characters.
Yeah.
Like they could probably use him for like the Spectre or something. It'd have to be something edgy, so like Spectre or Phantom Stranger or something like that. You'd probably have to shave him.
I'll do that for him.
Okay, wait. So when you did the picture, the picture, did you get to like pick your pose?
Okay, so
this is the fun part.
Yeah, so like you're in a big line, right? And there's lots of people. They're trying to do it really fast, and he has like a handler. And she goes, "Do you know?" She asked me, "Do you know what pose you want to do?" And I'm just like, because at this point I can see him. I'm like 5 feet away, so my mind is already blank. My eyes have glossed over. I don't know how to function anymore at this point because he's literally right there. And she goes, "You gonna go for a hug?" And I said, "Yeah." And it was not the picture I have was not the pose that I wanted. But I'm telling you right now, when Jensen Ackles opens his arms for you, you just go in. You just go.
You can't say no.
There's no other choice, and the fact that I got to hug him makes Wyatt very angry because he did not get to hug
Have you
Ella.
ever seen that? Have you ever seen that like TikTok audio from classic Yu-Gi-Oh, where Yami Yugi drops to his knees and he's screeching, just the most feral screech you've ever heard, and he's going, "It should have been me, not him, me." That's how I felt when she sent that picture, and I'm like, mine had a no props, no contact rule, and yours opened his arms like a bear?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Urgh.
But yeah, I knew
also,
I knew
love
going
his
in.
like his face in that picture.
Yeah.
Is amazing.
Yeah, I wish he would have. I wanted to tell him to do a really, because I love his smile. I wanted him to do like a really big smile, and I wanted him basically to have his arms around me from behind because because that minimizes the double chin that I have. So that was, but again, Jensen Ackles opens his arms to you, you run right in. I
feel like double chin is negligible when you have as young a face as you do, Jamie.
Thank you.
Because you still have like that high school face, so you can get away with it because they're like, oh, she's super young.
Yeah, honestly, I think I'm the only one that looks at that. Like, that's that's what I see because I'm looking at a picture of
Well,
myself. But
I'm trying to think of a
True.
reason why I haven't noticed it until you just pointed it out. And I'm
because
assuming
you're
it's
not
because of the
looking at
face.
that's just the problem that I have with me. That's
Okay,
just like
okay.
an insecurity thing that I've always had. So that's what I look at. Everybody else I have sent / shown this photo to has been like, why is this the greatest picture in the universe? And I said, I know, right? But I always see the double chin.
I just realized my monkey's paw curl. You got to hug yours,
Yes.
but got no pose.
Yes.
I did not get to touch mine, but I got the pose.
Yes. And you
That's
got her
my
being
Eldritch
like an
trait.
adorable little dork too.
Oh,
So
it was all great.
there's pros and cons.
There's pros and cons.
But I did know, and Wyatt and I talked about this earlier. I think the difference is because Jensen is a man.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Ella
He's
is
a
a
big,
woman.
strong man who don't gotta worry. If you were creepy, he could put you at arm's length very quickly.
Yeah, and there's
yeah,
there's
he's
like
very big
5
and
other
strong.
people. Yeah, and there's like 5 other people like immediately standing like right behind the photographer. So like if something creepy did go down, there would be plenty of people to step in. But most, I would say, a good like 90% of the Supernatural fandom is very respectful when we're up and close.
Mm-hmm.
We may say disrespectful things.
You
And
might breathe very
we are
heavily.
all definitely looking disrespectfully, but when it comes to actually like them in person, it's very respectful. Everybody was very nice. We're all very excited. So yes, I got my picture with Jensen. I got to wrap my arms around him. He wrapped his arms around me. I did not want to leave. I did
They're
text
like,
Casey.
let go, ma'am.
Yeah, they're like, you can go now, and I'd be like, actually, I'm stuck here. I can't. I'm here forever. Sorry. I'm attached to him now. He didn't have, which I'm thankful for. He didn't have like a specific to answer Casey's question about what does he smell like. He just smells clean and fresh. Like there's no like overwhelming like musk of any kind.
Cologne.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I would say in my experience the same. Like I don't remember Ella Purnell having some sort of perfume scent.
And I think they do that for the benefit of
the
all the people they're
goers.
seeing, because you never know if somebody's going to be allergic to something or they're not going to like the smell that you have.
Oh, I'm gonna get roasted if I get super famous. Some dude's gonna pull up and be like, "You wear Axe? What?"
But yeah, fresh and clean. I was very thankful that his hair, because I know he's been to some cons where his hair is a bit too long and his beard is a bit too long, but he's nice and groomed, so I'm
can't
very
help that
happy.
they locked him up in Russia for 1,000 years.
Yeah. But yeah, and I mean, like, just it happened so fast. Like, I couldn't even compute how fast it happened. It was just like there and gone. So that's why
it's still starstruck branded on your brain, right? You know?
Yeah.
Like it's gonna stick with you. You're gonna ride the ecstasy high.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I'd say collectively, like a minute, maybe more, like a minute and 5 is what I got collectively with Ella, and even then, it still felt like an eternity.
Yeah. And then we're gonna like skip ahead a little because Sunday was the main day of the show, which it normally is at these Creation Net cons, because we had the Jared and Jensen panel. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was there, so they had a panel with him. And Sam, who plays Mary Winchester, which I thought it was cool that John and Mary Winchester did a panel together. I feel like that's kind of a rare.
Quick side note, you mentioned Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah.
Just completely random question, because you seem like the kind of person who would know this.
Uh-huh.
In The Walking Dead, when we see his wife, is that played by his wife in real life?
Yeah, his current wife, yes.
Yeah. Because I saw the flashback scene where Negan is confirmed to be a gamer, and I was like, is that his real life wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to... I figured before I forget, I'd ask the expert. Continue.
Yes. So it was lots of... I was very excited. Sidebar real quick. Jake Abel was there, and for those of you who don't know, Jake Abel was... I imagine a lot of you will know him as Luke from the Percy Jackson movies. Luke.
Oh, Luke. I was like, wait. Which one did I forget?
He's
Okay.
the blonde one in the Percy Jackson movies. I know him from the Disney Channel original movie Go Figure, which I'm pretty sure came out in like 2005 or something like
Oh yeah, I
that.
definitely don't know that.
Um,
My awakened Disney Channel memories started probably with like Jump In or something. So like what,
yeah,
2011
yeah,
ish.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely like later 2000s. He's also in the show Walker, which stars Jared Padalecki. He was in season, I think, 2.
That was that CW cowboyish show
Yes,
that got canceled and everyone was mad about it,
unfortunately.
right?
Yeah.
Just because CW hates money.
Yes.
Literally, it's like the one
And
show that
and
people
good
consistently
writing
watched and
and
had good things to say about, and they
mhm.
said, "Lol, we're canning it."
Yeah, so he was on that, and I learned the Walker like set, like their thing was to they hired 3 cameras instead of 2, so that
Hmm.
everybody could be home for dinner every day. Like, it's very rare on a set to have that. They weren't working 12-hour days. They were working 10 hours max so that everybody could go home. It was filmed in Austin. Most of the crew and the cast were from Austin, so everybody could just like go home at the end of the day. But he was there, so I was very excited to see him in person. He's like long time childhood crush. I did not have the courage to ask him anything. I also didn't know what I would ask him because they kind of have like you can freely ask questions if you stand in line at the mic.
Just
Um,
screech at him in old lady voice, be like, "You stole the lightning bolt."
I did want to get up and tell him that like I have loved him since the Disney Channel original movie Go Figure, because he probably would have been like, oh my god, but
What a throwback!
yeah, I did not. I nervous. But so Sunday had like the best lineup for panels because it had all the the big stars of Supernatural. But for the Jared and Jensen panels, and then anytime Jensen is on a panel, it's a lottery system for who gets to ask questions. So you write your name and your seat number on a piece of paper at the registration booth, and then throw it in, and then they select. I think it's like 10 per side, so 20 people total to theoretically ask
Wonder.
questions. Not everybody gets to ask a question.
Well, no, I was saying, I wonder when Jennifer Lawrence did this, how many instances at a con like this did they have someone stand up and scream, "I volunteer as tribute"?
But
Probably too many.
so at the
Probably.
Burbank convention, Tabitha got picked to ask Jeffrey Dean Morgan a question.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, which was very exciting. And she was super nervous, but it was a fun time. So when they just kind of like flash them up on the 2 screens that they have, and so because I bought general admission, we were in the way back. So I had to use my camera in order to read it. And I was looking through the names, and literally, like, the third one down was Christine. And I was like, oh, Christine, you get to ask a question. And so, yeah, like, really, like, I'm like, oh my God, you get to do it. Because we were talking about it the night before. And I'm like, I hope at least one of us gets picked. And then her name was on there. And I'm like, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to read the rest of the names. Literally 2 names down was my freaking name. And I'm like, we both get to ask questions, and we were both standing on the same side of the stage, so we got to like stand next to each other. It was very exciting. It was also fabulous because I made us matching t-shirts for because we did this trip as a dirty 30 trip. Like, this was our dirty 30, was being really nerdy and going to a supernatural
Is that a
convention.
thing?
Dirty 30. Yeah.
Oh, so you're
Now
saying
it's
I'm gonna have a third
now it's nerdy
excuse to go
30.
see you know who?
Yeah. So we had a nerdy 30. We're 30, nerdy, and wayward. It was my slogan for my 30th birthday. So I put that on a t-shirt. I made her one. She loved it. And we matched. And so she got to ask her, and it was fabulous because when you ask a question, you're like literally like right up there, right next to the stage. So both her and I, there was 2 people in front of her. We're both sitting there just like clicking, just constantly taking pictures because they were so close. They're probably like a good maybe like 15 feet away from us. And it's just to see both of them that close is fabulous. Because the last time her and I saw them together was at Comic Con for the last Supernatural panel in 2016. I think it was 2016, or maybe it was 2019. 2019. Sorry, I don't know what years are anymore. Um, but she asked what the best prank they either one of them had pulled on set. Um, and Jensen said most of the time they were just like messing, like if there was an opportunity to mess with somebody, they would. So Jensen messed with a lot of like the camera guys. He would like change the dials on the camera so that like instead of doing a nice like slow zoom up or pan up, it would just like and the camera would all of a sudden be facing the ceiling instead of whoever they were supposed to be doing a close up on.
That's horrible. It pissed me off.
I think everybody like on the Supernatural set quickly got used to the antics. And I know Jared said that his favorite prank, which actually didn't work, was they were doing a scene and they were in a hospital and the one character, Bobby, was laying in a bed. He's supposed to be in a coma. And so during one of the takes, Jared like put his hand underneath the blanket and was pinching his big toe. And he's trying to get him to laugh. He's trying to get Bobby to break, and he never did. And so when they yelled cut, Bobby sits up and goes, "What are you doing, you idiot?" And Jared and Jensen just like lost it. But so that was cool. And then we were actually talking about questions on Saturday, like what we would ask them. And after my photo shoot, Tammy had said, "Did you tell Jensen about the Demon Blade tattoo?" And I said no, because I didn't get a chance to talk to him. And I was so starstruck that I don't think words would have come out anyways. So this was my opportunity to not only show them my Demon Blade tattoo, but also I asked what their first tattoo was, because I know they both have tattoos, but I didn't know what the first one was. And so Jensen's first tattoo is actually huge. It's on his left shoulder, I think, and it's a big jaybird, in honor of his daughter, JJ. I didn't really. He was like, you know what, this first tattoo is gonna be huge, because it's literally.
I still don't know what my first tattoo is gonna be.
It's a hard decision.
My little brother's first tattoo is a shoulder tat on like his right, or excuse me, left. I think it's his left. It's on his like outer bicep, and it's just a Jimenez cigarette that says "Easy Revenge" from Chainsaw Man. So I don't know what mine should be, because I don't know how you top that.
Yeah, that's very true. And then because I had told him when I had asked what your first tattoo, I said my first tattoo is a supernatural tattoo, so I was wondering what your tattoo was. So Jensen told his. Jared's first tattoo is actually, I believe it's a crown, and it's a matching tattoo with Jensen and Jeffrey Dean Morgan that they all three of them got at Jeffrey Dean Morgan's wedding. I'm like, that's really
They
cool.
got it at the wedding?
Yeah, they had a tattoo artist at the wedding doing like various little tattoos.
You just sit here 20 minutes.
Yeah, literally. And then
I'd be like, I don't want to get a tattoo, I want to dance.
Well, and then Jared and Jensen Jensen was looking, and then Jared came over and said, "Are you going to get one?" And, Jensen's like, "Yeah, maybe." And then Jeffrey came over and said, "Are you guys going to get one?" And, Jensen's like, "Yeah, I was thinking about the crown." And so they all three agreed to get it. So that was kind of like their 3 Winchester boys crown situation, which was really cool. And then Jensen turned to me and said, "Well, what's your tattoo? What's your supernatural tattoo?" And I said into the microphone, I go, "It's a demon blade on my middle finger." And he was like, and so he made like a gesture for me to show it. And so I showed it to him, and he goes, "Oh, that's awesome." And I'm like, oh my god. And then everybody in the crowd thought it was awesome too. I had like 3 people ask to see it as I walked back to my seat. So it was amazing. I
should have just flipped off the crowd all the way back to your seat.
Yeah. I mean, like, everybody look. But it was a really cool moment, and I was very glad that I got to tell him, because I didn't have any time to say anything at the photo shoot.
That's how that goes, honestly.
Yeah, that is really cool that you guys both got to ask questions. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Literally, we were hoping just like one of us would, because it's always really cool. But the fact that we were both pulled was amazing. I told Christine, I go, I don't know what it is, but when we go on a trip together, like we tend to have like some weird luck, like just to get
So
stuff like
she's
that.
coming with us to whatever con thing we do next year.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
Yeah, because when I went to the UK, I was with her when we ran into Mark Shepard, and I yelled at him on the street. Like I knew him. But yeah, it was just like, it was such a weird stroke of luck, and I'm very thankful. It was amazing, and I had such a great time. And that was pretty much it. The only other like kind of Austin related thing we did is apparently um, they built the Congress Street Bridge. I don't remember what the year was, but it has like little grooves in the underneath the bridge, and it's the perfect size for little Mexican bats to live in.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so I think it's from July to September. They do their little where all of them like fly out for the night to go and eat and stuff like that. And we were actually talking to the shuttle driver, and he was like, yeah, I have one lady that she's been trying to go for like 3 days to see these bats, and they just haven't been coming out. And so Christine and I walked over, I believe it was Saturday, waited maybe about like 20 to 30 minutes, and the bats came out. So we got to see the big bat migration, which was really cool.
That is really cool. Sounds like a 10 out of 10
Now,
trip.
you said
It was a
big.
10 out of 10.
Does that mean there's a lot of bats, or were the bats themselves humongous?
No, bats themselves very tiny. Amount of bats.
Texas bats would be pretty big.
Well, they're from Mexico. They migrate to Texas.
So they're illegals.
Yes, in true American fashion. But yeah, billions, I believe, is the number they used. Billions of bats live in that bridge.
Bats are literally rats with wings.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they would breed.
Yeah,
really
and so like
big
when we
ones.
got there, you can hear them like cheeping, So I was like, I can hear them, and then they, a couple of them flew out here and there, and then all of a sudden, there's just this giant black swarm of bats, and it was really cool because they went in the direction of our hotel. So Sunday night, we were in the hotel and just happened to glance out the window, and we could see them. So we got to see them twice.
Wow, that's so cool.
But yes, it was definitely a 10 out of 10 trip. So lucky on so many things. Forever grateful that I was able to do that. I'm grateful Christine was able to come. And I'm very excited to plan another eventual supernatural convention. Because honestly...
All right, Casey, your turn. Find someone to chase down.
Okay, I will.
Yes. We've both done convention episodes. Now your turn.
Now it's my turn, yeah.
Episode. Yeah. But yeah, it was fabulous.
Go to Bad Omen Con.
I mean, we are going to Mayhem Fest. Maybe we'll have some luck there.
True.
You bump into the voice actors of the Bad Omens from Scooby-Doo Down Under.
Every time I say Bad Omens, he's like the ones from Scooby-Doo, and I'm like, no.
No, I asked you one time.
No, you've asked
One
me
time.
more than once. You ask me literally
Has
every
it?
time.
I don't feel like it's every time. I feel like it's only been one. When was the other time?
Well, because when I had mentioned...
I know one happened the other day where I was like, what came first, the Scooby-Doo one or this band?
Yeah. And I said Scooby-Doo actually came first because it was after. I believe. I don't know. I didn't actually Google it.
So what was the time before that?
I can't remember. I think it was when Casey and I bought tickets for Mayhem Fest or something. And I had said Bad Omens, and you were like, the ones from Scooby-Doo? I'm like, no!
Literally, because
But Scooby-Doo is, I believe, they're the Bad Omens.
Yeah. Jasper, I told you, every band only gets 3 minutes. But the Bad Omens has a song that takes 5, and it's their best song. Please, make a little exception. Jasper, get out of my face, or I'll make sure the Bad Omens don't perform at all. That's the only part of that movie I remember as the dumb manager.
I like that it's that and not like the Hex Girls performance or anything.
They were in that movie?
Yes!
Oh, wait, they get abducted by the weird bondage vampire, don't they?
Yeah.
Another thing that sticks out about that movie is that he ties people up and drags them into the clouds. My
but yeah,
childhood did weird things to my mind. Thank you, Mom.
but yeah, maybe we'll get like magically. Maybe somebody from the Bad Omens management is listening to this podcast right now, and they're like, you know what?
Hopefully.
We'll give these girls some backstage passes, and we'll be like, thank you. Don't forget other Jamie as well.
No, he'll hear it and he'll be like,
Ban
"Oh,
these people.
you're here.
Yeah.
You're here. The Bad Omens best song takes 5 minutes. Don't worry, there's no Yowie Yahoo or whatever the heck they called that monster."
But yeah, it was a 10 out of 10 weekend. I definitely recommend going to Austin and just Texas. I love Texas in general. Don't go during the summer. Don't go in August.
Yeah.
It's way too hot by anyone's standards. It was
Same.
literally 105 degrees during the day and then 80 degrees at night. So
Yeah, don't go to Austin in the summer.
Yeah.
Don't go to Florida and wear leather.
Yeah. Also, don't go to Arizona in the summer.
Yeah, that too.
Any point in the summer, to be honest. Because when did I go? June? And it
Yeah.
was hot as heck. So no.
You have like about 2 solid months to come here.
Yeah. And even then, it's like, but yeah. I think that's it. Do you either of you have any questions or anything else to add?
Were any of their wives there? Because we mentioned their wives. Were any of them actually there?
I don't believe so. I know Jared's wife Jen had a like book thing that she had to do for one of her friends. I don't know if Danielle, who is Jensen's wife, I don't know if she's ever been to any of the conventions. I
know it ranges from person to person. Like, for example, Satoru Gojo's English voice, his wife is just his handler. So, like, it depends on person to person. Some of them hire them, some of them just have them there like a dog. It depends.
Yeah, I know Jared's 2 sons were there. So,
sons?
He has 3 kids. He has 2 sons and a daughter.
How old are they?
I want to say Shepard is... He's got to be almost high school.
God, we're so old.
Yes. Because I think Jensen's daughter, she's got to be junior high. I'm trying to think. Because his twins, I think, are almost 3 or 4.
You're not 30, and I'm not 25. I'm in high school, and you're my fun college friend.
Okay. I mean, honestly, that's where I mentally stopped aging, so it works. But yeah, I think, Jake Abell's wife was there. She was backstage the whole time, though, and their 2 kids.
Was that Luke?
Yes.
Okay.
That is Luke. And then I know at the Burbank one, the guy who plays Bobby Singer, his daughter was there.
Isn't his real name Robert Singer?
No.
Or something?
There is one of the original producers of Supernatural's name is Robert Singer. So he had them name a character after him. But the guy who plays Bobby Singer is also Bobby Singer in The Boys.
What? That's crazy.
So he's always playing.
And Sora is Xehanort, and Xehanort is Ansem.
But yeah, I think that was all the like family / significant others that were there. Well, technically, Rob Benedict, who plays Chuck, aka God in Supernatural, his wife was technically there because his wife is Ruth Connell, who plays Rowena. So they were both there. I don't know if I would imagine their daughter was there, but I don't know who was watching her. Like, I don't know if somebody travels with them to watch her, but they have she's like 8 months, I think.
Famous or not, I don't know. I can't say for certain if I'd want to bring my significant other to a con event, you know? Like, if I was like a guest, not an attendant. Yeah. Like, if I was an attendant, obviously, bring a date. But, like, if I got like super famous from my writing,
Yeah.
I don't know how comfortable I'd be, because I don't know. I felt mounting anxiety as a guest. I can only imagine how you feel as a like a celebrity guest. Like
Yeah.
as an attendee, I mean.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how you'd feel as a celebrity guest.
Yeah. I mean, I think for Daniil and Jen, I don't think it's their scene in general because they don't really do conventions ever and they never really have.
I was
But
gonna say, which one is Ruby?
Jen.
Yeah, that might be a preference thing, but is Jensen's
Daniil.
Daniil, is she actually an actress?
Yes.
Oh, where's she from?
She was at the beginning of her career. She hasn't acted in anything lately.
Oh, so she's Liv Tyler.
Yeah, she was in some teen drama. I don't know if it was 90210, but something along those lines.
That's how that often goes. Sometimes if you start in teen drama, it's hit or miss. They'll
Yeah.
either like the best time to do stuff like that is when your career is peaking. That's why when Jamie Lee Curtis did Freaky Friday, it was iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, there are other people who I rightfully can't remember the name of because they did it and their career died instantly.
Yeah, she did quite a few things. She was in a movie with JENSEN, which is how they met, and then she's guest starred on Supernatural a couple of times. But
Really?
yeah, but she
Was
does a lot of like other
was
things.
Was she the woman of the night with whom he got freaky?
No, she was she was technically an angel, a fallen angel, who was scamming people by doing like miracles and stuff in order to survive. I don't think she ever actually interacted with JENSEN at all. I don't think her character ever met Dean. Her character hung out with Lucifer.
That's my contract. I'm so sick of my husband.
Please don't make me look at him anymore.
Do not put me and him in front of the same camera. He pranks me. He bullies me. He is he put a child in me, the monster.
But yeah, but for her and Jen, I understand, even if they didn't mind being at a convention, why they wouldn't, because like 98% of the audience that is there are women that are thirsty for their husbands. So like I personally wouldn't mind if they were there, because I am not like, for me, Dean Winchester and Jensen Ackles are two different people. Like, yeah, I will thirst over Dean Winchester, but I respect Jensen and his family and that he's married and things like that. But some people don't know where that line, they don't have that line. So they see the significant other and they're like, absolutely not, get away from him. So I understand why they just avoid that altogether.
It's like the Star Wars fans
yes
sending hate to Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley because they were like, no, divorce your wife and marry her.
Yeah. So I get why they stay away for that purpose, but I honestly think it's just not their scene. But yeah,
still think it sounds like a great time. I'm glad you had so much fun.
Fabulous.
One of the funnier Misha Collins videos I saw was he was trying to answer a question and some woman in the audience was like, you're beautiful, and then another woman in the audience goes, shut up, he's mine.
He's up for grabs now because he's divorced.
He is? Oh, dang.
I was really sad to learn that. He like offhandedly mentioned it because I haven't seen, like, him and his wife like did a lot of stuff together, so he'd always post about it because he's a big social media person, and I haven't seen anything lately, and I'm like, that's a little weird. But then he offhandedly mentioned it and I was like, oh, okay, that sucks. But
you're like, I'm catching a body, I'll kill her.
You know, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, so could be anybody's game. But yes, it was a fabulous time. I had a fabulous time. It'll be buying the Jensen photo op now is going to be like buying the fast pass for Halloween Horror Nights. I'm never like going to not be able to do that.
And you'll be able to see it you'll be able to see the vlog of it. So subscribe.
Yes, make sure to follow us wherever you're listening to the podcast, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jamie Throws Confetti. For the vlog, you will get to see all of the cast members in their beautifulness. You'll get to see videos of the bats, and you will get to see Jared and Jensen answer both mine and Christine's questions. So make sure to check that out. I want to say thank you to everybody who checked out the last convention vlog. It was definitely one of my most popular videos ever. I am very excited. Somebody made a comment on that, and I didn't know how to take it, but they said you don't know how lucky you are, and I took it as a, oh my gosh, you don't know how lucky you are, and not like a, you don't know how lucky you are. But I did want to say I do realize how lucky I am, and I'm very thankful that
They normally mean that in a
in
positive
a
way.
positive
Like
way.
I posted in a like movie group. No, it was for that podcast I showed you the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't like Fallout, but they did adore Arcane. So I posted the pictures from my convention, and I said, I met my wife. I met Ella Purnell in Florida, and the first comment I got was, lucky bastard.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
normally it is in a positive light. I've just had some like random negative comments on my stuff, and I don't understand why you're coming on. Why are you negatively commenting on me? I mean, have you seen me? I'm adorable. Like, what are you doing?
It's called jealousy.
Yeah. So, I do realize how lucky I am, and I do wish the luck for any other Supernatural fan to be as lucky. I am forever grateful, but honestly, I feel like you really do get what you put in to the universe. So I like to think all of the amazing customer service I provide at my crappy retail job has led to these moments in my life. They're like, you know what? You have survived 8 Christmases at that place. Here you go.
Here
Here's your
you
moment with
go.
Jensen. But make sure to follow Wyatt all over the internet. He is Pirate King Boros everywhere. Particularly make sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel because we've got some exciting things coming out there, and to his Twitch where you can occasionally catch Casey and catch me a lot of the time on his stream. Thank you, Wyatt, for being here.
No problem.
We
I'm
had
glad I got to be here in person. For those of you who don't know, me and Jamie are physically in the same room right now because I flew to
yes,
California.
yeah. It's very strange. And then you will eventually probably get an episode where all 3 of us will somehow be in the same room doing
So
some podcasts.
just subscribe to everything to see
Yeah.
all of the madness that is
Yeah.
gonna ensue.
Don't miss a single thing. And we will see you guys in the next episode. So bye!
Bye.
Bye. Press the stop button.